It was a brisk autumn morning right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when then 17-year-old Ken woke up with a headache. His mom, knowing that Ken rarely complained, took note and said, "Get in the car, let's go see the doc." When they get to the doc sees a 17-year-old young male, says, "You need some Tylenol, you need some rest, and you need some tender love and care." So his mother, doing exactly that, took him home and went about her business for the day. By that evening, Ken's pain had become so severe that both his mother and his father took him to the emergency room. Ken was suffering from a brain bleed. They didn't know that it was going to be the beginning of the fight for his life. 30 days later, Ken lying in a coma, his parents were given a choice that no parent should ever have: pull the plug or let him be. The doctors stated that Ken's condition had achieved maximum medical improvement. They couldn't do anything else. So after frustrating debate and a hell of a lot of tears, his mother and his father decided to pull the plug. Their then 17-year-old Ken was given one final chance to live. Ken fought, to everyone's surprise, and still today, 30 years later, Ken continues that fight. See, because of Ken's brain bleed, he now has what we call hemiplegia. That means half of his body doesn't respond like the other half does. Now, Ken has not allowed that to stop him in any way, and he continues to progress in life. But there's one aspect in Ken's life that he has not been able to achieve yet, and that's his ability to walk without the assistance of a walker or a wheelchair. So this is when our paths crossed about 2 years ago. And when I first heard about Ken's case, I had a lot of self-doubt. What am I, just a simple trainer, along with my team at Evolve, going to be able to do for Ken that in 30 years, a lot higher grade and smarter professionals have not been able to do? So I also said, you know what? My passion in life is to help individuals overcome obstacles. So I said, come on in, let's have a chat. So he came in, and I'm a little nervous, and I'm not really understanding how to handle this case, so I go by the book. I pull out the black and white legal paperwork, I look at all the protocols, and he and I start having a conversation. And I go down my sheet, and I'm jotting down all the answers, and I keep hearing a resounding message from Ken. And it is a message of saying, I think you can't. Maybe you should just get used to living that way. You've achieved maximum medical improvement. So at that point, I put my pen and paper down. I looked him in the eyes, and he has these big booger eyes, right? And he's just an awesome man, very personable. And we just started having a conversation. And I acknowledged what I heard, and I reiterated, and I repeated to him in my own way of thinking of what I just heard. And I said, you're a man that has faced a lot of adversity, but you've not allowed that to block what you want in life. I see a man in life who has had a lot of lemons thrown at you, but yet you somehow make lemonade. I see a man who is determined to do what's necessary to get to that next level. And then I pointedly just looked at him and I said, are you willing to do the work? And he looked at me and he said, hell yeah. And so we worked. Now, let me tell you, this was hard. It's not easy. And being real, he and his trainer, Cedric, they literally take one step forward and then he falls back twice. And this is day in and day out. But for 2 years now, one of the most incredible aspects of what I see is the connection that he has built with his trainer, Cedric. And I believe very strongly that the power of hope and healing is in human connection. Here's some tidbits of knowledge of how to build a great connection with the Kens in your life. Number one, listen. Put the cell phones away. Put the computer away. Put the papers down. Look the person in the eye and really hear them for the first time. Number 2, acknowledge what you just heard from that person, and then in your own words, rephrase it and talk to them. This really builds the foundation of trust because now they know that you heard them. And number 3, probably the most critical yet difficult aspect of building a great human connection is taking massive amounts of action in support of what you just heard. How many times have you been told or overheard, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too old, you're too young? What we should be saying, team, is when you see a post on social media about someone going back to the gym, we should be saying, you go. When someone says they want to open up a cupcake store, we should say, I'll be the first one there and I'm going to bring all my friends. When a hemiplegia steps into our professional offices and say they want to learn to walk without a walker or a wheelchair, we should be the ones saying, hell yeah. I have a little surprise for you. I've tried to describe in words what a beautiful connection looks like. I would like to show you. For the last 30 years, he has not been able to walk on his own. I would like to welcome to the stage Mr. Ken Carter and Mr. Cedric Johnson walking. All right, buddy. The power of human connection, team. The power of human connection. Ready?